I am Aubrey Cottle, a.k.a. Kirtaner. I am the founder of the hacker collective Anonymous. Yes. Really. Ask me anything.
What issues would you like to see the next generation of hacktivists tackle?
Privacy rights, big data, monolithic mega corporations owning everything about you and your life.
Are you secretly Mr. Robot?
Tell Sam Esmail to return my calls.
What's up with those apps that give you money to see your grocery list? My friend does it and it seems so sketchy. Like there's gotta be a catch.
You are the product.
Hi Aubrey, what do you consider the most common internet security mistake that people make to be?
Weak and reused passwords.
How do you feel about the fact that, predictably, half of Anonymous turned out to be informants?
It's just part of the game, I suppose. Not really much to say here. Kids, learn some beep OPSEC.
Was Anonymous really responsible for draining the ink from the Scientology headquarters printers by making them print thousands of black pages? Also, beep Scientology.
Probably. Beep Scientology.
You mentioned weak and reused passwords as most common problem. What do you think about password managers? Are they secure and safe?
Yes. KeePass, 1Password, any such password manager. Highly recommended.
If any more proof is needed, and if this counts towards that, you can see pretty clearly that I am the main moderator of /r/anonymous and Aubrey is indeed OG Anon.
Thanks for looking out for me all these years.
Have you forgiven those who sold you all out to the FBI?
I have, somewhat. Others probably never will. And they have every reason to feel that way. I couldn't hold onto the past like that if I were to move forward.
What do you do for a living nowadays?
Mostly contract work for software engineering. Though for the last several months my one and only focus has been on QAnon. I more or less abandoned everything I was doing for this. I'm also prototyping an InfoSec butt plug.
What's it called?
The anal fissure.
I'm also prototyping an InfoSec butt plug. /r/hole up.
Sorry guys, my ass keeps deauthenticating all your Wi-Fi clients, let me just pull this bad boy out.
Why does Anonymous doesn't seem to appear as much powerful today as they seemed to be 10 years ago?
Everyone went to jail or went into hiding after he who shall not be named ruined it all.
Holy beep, this AMA is the coolest thing ever.
The feeling is mutual.
Are you still considered anonymous?
Anonymous as for life.
A rather simple question. Are you proud of what Anonymous has become and what it has done up until now?
I couldn't possibly be more proud.
Proud of who?
Anomalous. We eat legumes.
You should name your InfoSec butt plug Anonanus.
ButtSec presents the anal fissure.
Hi Aubrey. Maybe this is a bit of a simply question. But do people underestimate the dangers of social media security?
They absolutely do. People don't understand that even outside of open discussions, metadata sourced from people's social webs can paint a fairly vivid picture of their relationships, friendships, general interests. That's just one single thing. Geolocation data, photo metadata, all of these things can be used to map out one's life. Also, if you aren't using 2FA on every internet account you have, well, you should start.
Why are you doing this here, instead of your own site or other anonymous site?
They don't give a beep irony.
How did you get the idea to start Anonymous? Did it come naturally?
Yeah, things just kind of took off and boy did we ever run with it.
Okay, but can you explain ButtSec to me?
Butt Security is an information security group dedicated to protecting your sensitive assets from deep penetration.
If the upcoming election is hacked and results are manipulated, how will we know?
I don't think there's an answer to this question, and trust me, I wish I had one. All I can stress to you is this: get the beep out there and vote.
I remember back in 2011 Anonymous was infiltrated by an FBI informant which led to the arrest to some members after the attack on PayPal. One suspect's name was redacted by the court and never explained why. Are you able to shed any more light on this event?
Do you refer to the PayPal 13? If so, they were a minor.
Hey Aubrey, do you regret anything that Anonymous did? And if so, how would you do things differently in hindsight?
Epilepsy Foundation. I don't want to get into that whole debacle. I would have accepted the wider activist front that Hausch pushed forward. He basically protected me for a long time, not discussing me with press, and I thank him for that.
Follow up, is there anything that you all could have done better? Meaning like something that should have had a higher priority that maybe didn't, etc.
Paid attention to the cancerous spread of Nazi rhetoric and not let that beep slide so much.
Hi Aubrey, I remember meeting you around 5 years ago while waiting in line for some amiibos and not knowing that you were the Aubrey Cottle. I was wondering how you felt about the media's representation of Anonymous over these past several years. And on another note, how are you doing?
Haha. Oh man. Yeah, I'm getting this reaction a lot. I've been up and down. Life. You know. I'm working on PTSD stuff. I should probably get around to sorting out my amiibo collection one of these days. I've always found it hilarious how the media has represented Anonymous as a whole.
What steps do you think can be reasonably taken to stamp out the crap that is QAnon? It's definitely bigger than Watkins, and can be easily co-opted.
Pulling the mask off the charlatans crafting this out of control are gone wrong. Wiping out as much of their presence as possible on social networks and deplatforming them.
What is the largest project Anonymous has taken on?
The big two that come to mind are Project Chinology and Operation #Antisec.
One of which was prevented until you removed Anonymous from 420chan.
Chinology was in the works for months, and given the reputation of the you do realize steps were taken purely for safety concerns from psychotic Xenu nuts? 420chan's INS urgency also lived on several domains over a 2-year period. Not many realized this.
Hollywood is probably gonna call at some point. Who would you like to be played by in Anonymous, the movie? Edit spelling.
Johnny Lee Miller. I don't care how old he looks.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
Is there a Mrs. Cottle?
A former Anonymous partner in crime, Spardo.
Hi Aubrey, I'm interested in learning more about cybersecurity, etc. Are there any books/resources you can recommend? Thanks.
I've been recommending the following resource to people.
When did you realize that 4chan culture was becoming real-world dangerous? The stuff you did in the 00s, 4chan invasions, was fun for many but could also be pretty mean. Knowing what we know now, do you think that it's the internet, not the real world, was really tenable even then?
Gamergate in 2014 was the wake-up call. And no. Over time many of us realized the barrier between the internet and the real world was more tenuous than most people insisted.
Could you elaborate more? What was your reaction to Gamergate?
I was a loud opponent of it and shut it out from my community.
What is your proudest moment?
When I came to terms with my legacy and realized how much of an inspiration we were for the entire InfoSec and activist world. It took a long time to really process and think about. I was hidden in the open for so long and felt bitter towards Anonymous for a number of years after my departure, and as time went on, I had become so buried that nobody would believe me when I tried to open up about the past. You can imagine why. I was getting more and more depressed, and had I not found people who would actually listen to me and validate what I was claiming, well, I can just say I was fairly close to committing suicide.
This sounds like a bad case of PTSD. I hope you found the help you needed. Just the way you described the last part I can relate to.
I gained the nickname Mr. Robot when working at Ericsson in 2017. This made me start nervously hiding and working in empty meeting rooms. It was getting that bad for me.
Well, now you gotta tell us what you think of the show Mr. Robot, Mr. Robot.
I finally watched it a few months ago and very much enjoyed it. There are some purely coincidental parallels with my own life experiences, and there were times when it triggered PTSD episodes. Some of my friends were anonymous consultants for the show. There's a bit of everyone in there.
Hi Aubrey, as a person with little to no knowledge of computing etc., is there any way myself and others with no tech background can assist Anonymous?
Yes. Anonymous has all walks of life. The most infamous is, obviously, the hacker type, but just as important are the ones that mobilize online and spread awareness, do research, and collaborate in that manner. If you have a voice, you can help Anonymous.
What is the end goal of Anonymous?
Right now my only end goal is bringing the QAnon game to a conclusion.
How many cats are lounging around your office at the moment?
3. We have 6 cats, a dog, and have fostered and socialized feral kittens for years. If you've adopted a kitten in the Toronto area, there is a chance you have one of our precious furballs. We have adopted out close to 400 kittens via Toronto Cat Rescue and Action Volunteers for Animals.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.